I'm lost in darkness, searching for light. Every step forward feels like a fight. Shadows of doubt creep in my mind, but I refuse to surrender. I must find a way to rise above the pain, to overcome, to break the chains. My existence is a test of will. I won't be broken, I'll stand still. The weight of the world crushes me down. Fear and uncertainty all around. But I deep find inner strength to face the trials length by length. A way to rise above the pain, to overcome, to break the chains. My existence is a test of will. I won't be broken, I'll stand still. Through every storm, I'll find my way. Through every night, a brighter day. I'll rise from ashes, like a phoenix born. My spirit unbroken, my heart reborn. I've walked through fire and emerged scarred, but day to day, nothing changes. All I want is a moment to think clearly, but thoughts come unrelenting, consuming every waking moment. My mind binds me and I can't escape. I shout for help when no one hears me. One day I feel I'll just disappear. Lost in this chaos, I'm certain.
Hey man, what up everybody? It's John Escudero and I'm here on the rare occasion where I'll do the Raw Rewind alone. I couldn't get anybody to show up. No, I'm kidding. It's poor Tyler. He's out with a work emergency. Poor Caesar. He fell asleep before we could even get the show started. So I was like, go on and take that, big bro. I'll take care of this shit. We're talking about WWE Raw tonight. This is John Escudero, a.k.a. Johnny Dirtsheet. The first you heard while we were waiting to join was Lyra the Fighter Rise. And the song you're listening to right now in the opening intro video is Lyra of the Fighter Doubt. Both of those songs can be found on Saskia Creations' YouTube account. Please check that out. They're so generous to let us use that. We could just use that whenever we want in perpetuity. You know how Tony Khan says that shit is ours. But thank you for joining me tonight. As again, it's just me. So let's talk about WWE Raw tonight. We can start with the main event. We'll start right with the main event. Rhea Ripley took on Raquel Rodriguez in an anything goes match. Rhea Ripley's first match on WWE Raw in the last 11 months. People were kind of making jokes about that, but hey, one, she's a top draw. They don't always wrestle on this fucking main show. Not the tippy top draws, anyway. A lot of the other top draws are workhorses, especially in today's environment. But hey, not everybody's a workhorse, goddammit, especially when Rhea's been suffering a couple of injuries lately. So I feel like people could get real callous when it comes to things like that. She got her fucking her shoulder was fucked up. She came back. Now her socket was fucked up. Hey, you gotta give people a break, especially pro wrestlers. But they had a pretty decent match here. Liv Morgan comes out to get involved towards the end. The interference is fought off by Io Shirai, allowing Rhea Ripley to put Raquel Rodriguez through this table, slice her own arm open by accident, but it all ended up okay. In the end, the show and the match and the segment closed with Io Sky and Rhea Ripley making their intentions known for the WWE Raw Women's Championship, potentially teasing a match between these two down the line. I would prefer that to the triple threat match that probably has to happen first. But hey, we'll see. Hey, Io Sky versus Rhea Ripley. If I pull up the cage match, I'm not sure how many matches they've had, but I'm sure that's a really good match to see in the pay per view environment. Anyway, I don't remember Io and Rhea ever having a pay per view match. Pay per view matches are structured very differently from TV matches, so it looks like they did have an NXT Women's Championship match on in November of 2020. Rhea Ripley still had the old she had the crazy hairstyle and everything going. But yeah, that's all I can find. But again, I've never seen them on pay-per-view, so that would be really cool. But hey, my boy Sid, what's up, brother? Yeah, man. I'm here talking about WWE Raw tonight on my own. Let's go. Thank you for joining us. And Daniel, thank you for joining us tonight, or us. Thank you for joining me. Now you're us. You and me, we're us. Again, drop some shit in the comments. Talk with me. Let me know. I don't have a number you could call, and if I did, I don't think I want to run phone calls or anything. It gets weird. Anyway, yeah. Ultimately, I thought it was a pretty good match. It was serviceable. It did everything I needed to do. Nobody looked bad. So, no complaints from me. And if you got anything to say about that, go ahead and let it off in the comments. Io did had the match with Bayley at WrestleMania, and that match was awesome. That was one of my favorite matches of that show because Io and Bayley were able to work this rougher, more Stardom-esque, Japanese-esque style that Io Sky was known for before she came to WWE, and that Bayley was able to kind of show like, yeah, I can stand up with the best of the best. So that was actually really good for Bayley. I'd like to see Io match with Rhea Ripley because I think, and don't get me wrong, I know people are going to be really mad when I say this, but I think the Liv Morgan matches with Rhea were kind of stinkers. Personally, I think they peaked at SummerSlam. Investment wise, emotionally, I think technically the matches between Rhea Ripley and Liv Morgan they suck, or at very least, I think they suck. I don't want to say that objectively. People start taking that as an attack, but yeah, not my cup of tea. I'm ready to see Rhea get involved in some more work rate stuff. Yes, Sid. Let's burn and let's learn. Normally, I'd like to burn on camera, but I don't smoke in my house because I live on a military base. I gotta go outside and all that stuff. But I mean off base. I gotta go off base where it is legal, perfectly legal in California. And then I can't drive home because that is illegal. That is driving under the influence, and I would never do that. Really, I'm not being sarcastic. I'm a professional driver. I'm a CDL driver. I can't. Lauren says the Liv Rhea matches are getting really old, very stale. Honestly, I was trying to be like really nice because I know everybody really liked the Liv Morgan Rhea Ripley storyline, and I was like, I'm not gonna shit on the wrestling aspect because when it comes to WWE, it's about the entertainment anyway. So if they're servicing people and they feel like they're getting what they want out of the feud, then who am I to be like, but the match sucked? Except that now the investment is gone and Liv and Rhea are still fighting. God damn it. We are in December. We're in December. So yeah, hopefully post Royal Rumble we get a new direction and potentially Io versus Rhea would be one of them. So we'll follow up that main event by swapping it over to the top of the show. We open the show with Gunther coming out to cut a promo. I usually have an image ready. There we go. Nope, that is the wrong image. Where the fuck are you, Gunther? Hello. Anyway, I guess Great. That's incredible. I don't know how long I was talking without without being heard. My daughter came behind me and then I had to mute everything. Thank you for letting me know, Sid. I appreciate that. Uh anyway, I was saying that the opening segment had was quite a fucking melee. Finn Balor ends up ending the segment holding up both world championships, and then Adam Pearce lets him know that he will be defending. He's lost his opportunity to Damian Priest, or he didn't. Excuse me, I'm fucking flabbergasted because I fucked up and I don't know exactly what you guys heard or not, so I'm not sure what to repeat. Anyway, that's great. So Adam Pearce tells Finn Balor that he's going to be sharing his world championship opportunity with Damian Priest at Saturday night's main event. It is now a triple threat match. I more wonder why Adam Pearce didn't simply do this in the first place. Why did he wait for Damian Priest to go out there and get involved? Like, it's your job to make things right, so you should have just done this shit. Anyway, yeah, so that was that segment. We followed that up with the Final Testament defeating the Wyatt Six. Karrion Kross pinned Bo Dallas after the return of Paul Ellering. Jesus Christ, there's a lot of Finn Balor photos. Yeah, so Bo Dallas got pinned and a lot of people were angry. Very fucking angry. I am going to explain why I don't think this is the worst thing that could have happened tonight. First of all, let me preface this by saying I think the Wyatt Six are being underutilized right now after such a hot start based on the feuds that they're in. So what they're doing with Karrion Kross right now, this doesn't seem really important. I'm sure that as the story continues to develop, maybe there will be more heat, there will be more emotional investment. But right now, I think if you want people to be invested in this story, then Final Testament pinning Wyatt Six in this dirty way, it's the way to go. I'm sorry. I know it stinks. I know we hate to see it, but and I know a lot of people are not fans of Karrion Kross or the Final Testament. Thank you. When you have kids, it's very hard to do these. That's why I stay in the back on the weekdays. Anyway, they're bad guys. It sucks to see bad guys win, essentially. But Michael says they have had one pay-per-view match. It's not working. I don't think those two things go together, and let me tell you why. They started off so hot, but it wasn't their fault that they weren't on pay-per-view. You know what I'm saying? It's not their fault that it's not clicking with people right now. They just haven't had any important storylines. When they came, it seemed like they were going to do something big, and they went after the Alpha Academy. Excuse me. And it seemed like they would be doing something bigger after that. Like, okay, the Alpha Academy is the first step, and now or Chad Gable's group, American Made, excuse me, was the first step, and now we're going to move on to something bigger. And then they moved on to a feud with The Miz and Karrion Kross. So it's like, oh, that's a waste of time. Hopefully, leading into the Royal Rumble, we will see a whole new set of storylines for the Wyatt Six, but I don't want to say that they are not working yet because it's not exactly their fault that nobody cares about them right now. They're just being used like run-of-the-mill nobodies. So, yeah. And I mean, like I said, I didn't like to see it, but it is what it is. So we followed that up with Seth Rollins making his way to the ring. And can we call Peter? What the fuck is this? Did they kill Sully? This is horrifying. They killed Sully to make this jacket. Anyway, or that one Spanish Muppet. I forgot her fucking name from Sesame Street. Rosita? I don't have her picture to pull up. Anyway. Seth Rollins comes out to cut this promo on CM Punk, reminding everyone why he hates CM Punk, because I feel like we rehash a little bit of the stuff that he was saying when he first got involved with Punk. Punk was gone for 10 years. He tried to tear WWE down from the outside. He didn't come back until all his bridges were burned and the money was right. Seth Rollins says that when CM Punk left WWE, he cut ties with everyone. And this is a shoot. That's real. That's something that a lot of people were mad at. Kofi Kingston, Corey Graves. So many people had this issue because Punk thought that everyone in the WWE was an enemy. That's a real thing that happened. So they're using that for story, and I'm all the way okay with this. I am like, this shit is a fire. Rollins is spitting. I may or may not have my issues with CM Punk, so I enjoy to hear this story where Rollins says these things that really ticked him off. I'm not saying I believe Seth Rollins really feels this way. It's just a really good story. I'm down. I'm really enjoying it. Ultimately, Sami Zayn interrupts. He feels bad. He wants to talk about last week, so he's out here to talk to Rollins, and he lets him know that he apologizes for what happened last week, for blaming him on the Jey Uso incident. But Rollins wasn't acting like himself. He was freaking the fuck out, man. Sami Zayn was defending himself. So it's like a half apology, but a half I'm not taking accountability. Ultimately, yeah, I use that fucking word too much. God damn it, it's redundant now. Eventually, Rollins accepts the apology, and then he says, hey, you got your own business to deal with. I appreciate you letting me deal with Punk, and why don't you deal with Drew McIntyre? And Sami says, you know what? I'm not dealing with Drew McIntyre in the normal way. I already spoke to Adam Pearce. On Saturday, it'll be me versus Drew. And I thought he was going to give a stipulation, but it was like, no, it's just me versus Drew. And I was like, all right, hey, listen, Saturday night's main event. It's just like the way he was talking, he made it seem like, I got something for your ass. And it was like, it's just a wrestling match. I was like, oh, okay. Well, that was going to happen eventually, Sammy, but good stuff. Anyway, it's going to be a good match. I'm pretty sure. Sami Zayn and Drew McIntyre don't disappoint. And just when you think it's over, bam, bam, bam! Drew McIntyre takes Sami Zayn's ass out on the ramp. He's laughing. He's smiling. Jason Jordan's up there breaking shit up. It is pretty damn great. You get a shot of Rhea Ripley's backstage. And then we move on to, I think, the last match that we're going to talk about because we do have another segment after that. Lyra Valkyria advancing in the Women's Intercontinental Championship tournament. It's not that I'm not surprised. It's that I feel like this was the only way to go. What else were you going to do here that makes sense? It was Lyra Valkyria against Zelina Vega against Ivy Nile. I think Zelina Vega has a lot of fans, but at this point in her career, based off the trajectory of how WWE's been using her and how it looks like they're going to be using her in the future, I didn't see her winning this match at all. Ivy Nile, currently in the jobber position, I didn't see her winning this match at all. Lyra Valkyria was brought up as a prospect, and then she fell off the face. She didn't fall off the face of the earth, but she was used with jobbers in a jobber position for a couple months. And if you want to rebuild her steam, then you do something like this. Personally, I would have her win the whole thing, but looking at the bracket, I am probably going to actually, let me move this thing down right here. The final two first round matches is Zoe Starks, Raquel Rodriguez, and Kaden Carter, and then Alba Fire, Kairi Sane, and Natalia. Out of all the people involved here, Dakota Kai and Lyra Valkyria are the most likely candidates to win the championship, and I would give it to Lyra Valkyria because she needs it more than Dakota Kai. But I guess Dakota Kai, coming off of injury, looking to prove herself. She's just been around for much longer. You don't need this. Like, I understand proving yourself after injury and everything like that. But girl, you've been here. Let somebody else have a chance. Lawrence is going to come down to Dakota Kai and Lyra Valkyria. Yeah, that's about what I think as well. And that's honestly going to be a great match. I'm down for that. That's going to be fun. But yeah, those are the only two people that make any sense in the finals here. So I'm down with that. It's Michael says it's the we don't need NXT belts bracket. That's funny. And then that's from earlier. Sid said Yosemite Sammy Uso. That's actually real good. So we did follow that match up with the final segment that I'm going to talk about tonight. It is the New Day, and they come out to try to explain their actions to the crowd. but they are getting nuclear heat. It is awesome. Kofi fucking says, after 10 years of positivity, you guys are going to act like this over one night? I love their style, like their delusional heel style. Like, because last week with the so what, you broke your neck, and now it's like they don't understand the significance of that kind of disrespect. I love that. I'm so okay with this. I wish that we had gotten a little more plot development for them this week, but I understand what we're doing. I understand this makes them look great, and hopefully next week they won't just jump right into a feud with like your local undercard babyface team. Hopefully we'll do something that furthers some plot with the New Day. Excuse me, I did take a sip of water there, but yeah, pretty damn good segment from them three. Michael says, I like this, but I would rather they all went their own separate ways instead of a three-way down the line. That assumes that that Big E's ever going to have an opportunity. I like to imagine that he will, just being positive, but you just never know when it comes to pro wrestling, especially neck injuries. I personally, I think that I think that the reason why we didn't see Big E get involved physically immediately is because maybe we wanted to see if he'd be physically ready by the 10th anniversary, but maybe it just didn't happen. So we went in this direction instead. And honestly, I'm okay with that for now. Jose says they dropped the ball by not having Woods become heel, and then thanks for all I do. God bless. Hey, brother, thank you. I appreciate you for even being here with me tonight. Thanks. And then Max says, the Twitter notifications didn't come on, and I have to pay for X. I do have to pay for X. When you don't pay for X, they don't let you stream to X. So thankfully, because of our partnership with Nico Extra, we're still on Twitter talking to you guys right now. But if you follow us, it doesn't tell you Dirt Sheet Radio is live because we're not. Because X is bullshit. Bullshit. Fuck you, Twitter. Anyway, yeah, so that was a New Day segment. That was WWE Raw. It's a 2-hour Raw. It's a 1-hour rewind. So bear with me if it's not the usual 1-hour content that we give you. But we're not done yet. I'm not done here. Don't leave me yet. We still have 2 more segments, and that's our weekly segments. Actually, let's take a look in the comment section. Michael says, I still wish we could have got Woods versus Kofi at WrestleMania with Big E as the referee. I think it's possible. I think it's still possible, unless they're like going all the way with them as a heel team to eventually be tag team champions, which I mean, I guess on Raw right now, if you look around the tag team landscape, who do you have that should be tag champs and that aren't? War Raiders. That's it. So War Raiders and the New Day for a top tag team feud. It would be an interesting twist on all the matches that they've already had. But then again, I still think that we can get Kofi versus Woods at WrestleMania with Big E as special guest referee. I still think that's possible. Like, we're still far enough away that they can be like, all right, arguing and shit. We'll get there. Sid said, does Mac got some stacks because he needs a loan? Hell yeah, Mac. Pay for the X yourself. But yeah, man, we do have 2 segments. We got 2 segments that we do every night. My other host thought it was mean spirited, but we just like to have fun here. We call it our jobber of the night. So tonight was a little difficult to pick the jobber of the night because I don't think anybody looked particularly bad. Ultimately, I guess I would give it to Bo Dallas. And it's not because he took the L right here tonight. It's more because of he's been booked into this just another act on WWE television thing. When literally a couple months ago they were almost killing people on Raw, and it felt like a breath of fresh air. Like, oh my god, they're doing something different, and now they're like, literally just nobody's. And again, it's not because of this loss right here, because I defended this loss a few minutes ago. But again, if I had to pick anybody to be my jobber of the night, that's my Bo Dallas. Michael says the Wyatt 6, and again, understandable. I understand. I understand why. So that is going to bring us to my megastar of the night. So who looked the best tonight on WWE Raw? It's a good question. I thought a lot of people came out looking as probably as good as they're going to. My megastar of the night tonight, though, I'm going to go ahead and give it to Rhea Ripley. She finally got back in the ring. It didn't stink, and she didn't have any real ounce of ring rust. And then she sliced her fucking arm open. Badass. And then look at this. She should get megastar of the night just for this. I will never have a back that looks like this. I am envious. I'm jealous. I'm sad. And actually, I feel fat now. Fatter than I really am. Fatter than I already am. I'm a pretty fat guy, if you noticed. I got bigums going on. Michael says Rhea is his jobber of the night. I agree, my brother. We're right here. And then Sid says his megastar of the night, Scarlett's top. I think that's cheating because that's the megastar every time she's on television. That's what makes it so hard for people to care about Karrion Kross. Zing. No, I'm kidding. Hey, listen. We have a lot of fun here. Thank you. I got to do a lot more of these solo shows. Like I said, when it comes to AEW pay-per-views, we're doing these solo reviews. But when it comes to WWE television programming, I like to leave it to people who enjoy watching WWE television programming every single week. I hate to be a person who I would hate to recruit people who hate WWE to watch WWE and review it every week. You get what I'm saying? Not to say that I hate WWE, but I feel like there are people that love it right now more than I do, so I let them review. But if you enjoyed this tonight, if you thought this wasn't mean or anything like that, won't you let me know? I'll try this again whenever we get the opportunity. But come back next week to see Tyler, Caesar, and potentially myself, the normal Raw crew. And that's not it. We're actually live pretty much every single day of the week. We're live after Raw. We're live after NXT. We're live after Dynamite. We're live after Impact. We're live after SmackDown. Saturday, Tyler and CJ, they've got a weekend wrestling roundup that they're going to launch soon. 3NT Wrestling Podcast comes around every once in a while on Sundays. You can also catch our monthly WCW pay-per-view reviews from Nick, Neek, and Mac. They're always taking us. And then, of course, our weekly news series, Dirt Sheet Radio, a wrestling newscast. Make sure you catch this week's episode where we talk about the latest in pro wrestling news. And finally, there's one more show, the NXT Deadline post-show rewind from last Sunday. Go check that out. We got content coming out of the ass. I've got content coming out of all of my crevices, my ears, my nose, my eyes, my butthole, my eyeball holes. This is a lot of fucking content we're making. Please join us. We have a lot of fun, but we have even more fun when you're with us. Listen, you can follow me on Darcy Radio on X, Twitter, John Escudero on Facebook. I'm currently I'm shadow banned and demonetized. I'll be back eventually, but they got me in a cell on the bottom of Facebook jail. So if you want to support me, I don't need any money. I just need you to press like, to comment, to share. Share is the big one because I am literally on the bottom of hell when it comes to Facebook engagement. They sliced me by 93%. Anyway, thank you guys for joining us. I love you all. Please join us tomorrow for the regular NXT crew. I'll be on the background, the ones and twos doing DJ shit. I love you, literally. That is not a euphemism. I fucking love you. Join us. Thanks.